Mohawk Bob with FireKnight TV and Thunder Night Entertainment. I want to welcome James Mavity to the FireKnight TV with Thunder Night Entertainment. Welcome, my friend. It's finally happened. You're here.
It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. Where did you grow up, my friend?
I was born in Dayton, Ohio.
Okay.
And then I moved to Kentucky when I was 16. And then I joined the Air Force when I was 19.
How long were you in the Air Force?
21 years.
21 years. What's the highest rank you got to?
I was at E7 when I retired.
Okay.
Master Sergeant.
Very good. Well, here at FireKnight TV, we love the military.
Oh, good.
If we did it, there's something wrong with us.
I retired out of Cheyenne Mountain.
Oh, okay. I got a friend that works down there. He's a colonel down there.
Oh, nice.
So, very good. What inspired you to pursue writing?
Well, you know, I've always loved reading. And when I was in the Air Force back in the 80s, and I was in England, and we would share books because we were sitting on nukes for 12 hours a day, guarding them. So what better thing to do than read fiction and read horror? So my niece, Katie Anderson, actually started me on the path that I'm on now. And it's because I have a YouTube channel that deals with cooking, because I love to eat. Got a little weight problem, can't wait to eat. So she had me write a cookbook. And then I was like, well, if I can write a cookbook, I can write something else. So then I write a comedy book. But my true passion has always been horror.
The horror writing's the number one.
Yes.
So you have written how many books, my friend?
I've written 8 books.
8 books? How many years did it take you to get that all written? I mean, that's a lot of work.
It is, but I have a mentor online on YouTube. His name is Chris Fox, and he has a book out on how to write 5,000 words an hour, and I'm currently aspiring to that. But this latest book, it's only took me about 2.5 months to write, but normally it's 6 months.
6 months a book? There's the first book, my friends, Real Ghost Stories. Tell us about that.
So, again, when I was in England, I had a lot of ghostly experiences, because they always say in England that there's more ghosts per square foot than all of America, because it's so old.
Yeah.
And I had some experiences there. I have family members that have had experiences, and then I have tons of friends that have had experiences. So I interviewed them, and I wrote a lot of these stories. So it's real ghost stories from the benign to the malevolent. And of course, some of them, like my experiences, they're pretty benign. They weren't like nothing you'd make a movie out of, but they're still cool.
Sure.
You know, and I've always been a fan of ghosts. And so, you know, some of them are pretty dark and scary at the end. I have some friends that really experienced some heinous shit. And I put that in there too.
Have you ever been on a paranormal hunt? Like
No,
these
I have
ghost
not.
people that go out and look for them?
No, I was supposed to go in last month to Hellscream Haunted House in Colorado Springs. And I backed out. I couldn't go at the last minute. Something came up. But I do plan on going to the next one.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And let me guess, you go after midnight or something like that?
Yeah, it was like 12 to 2.
That'd be fun.
It would.
Totally different experience.
Right.
Has there been any one writer or person who has inspired you?
Oh, yeah. Stephen King, of course.
Yeah, he's number one, I bet.
Dean Koontz. I really like The Watchers. That was a really good book. And then Stephen King, The Stand is always going to be my favorite.
Nice.
It's massive. I bought the unedited version, and it's like 1,500 pages or more.
My, that's
Maybe
a big
more.
book.
It's huge. It's like this thick. But if you're a fan of the book, you got to get that one.
Yeah, because you just read it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
What's a favorite book that you have written?
I would say this one here. It's called Darkness Moves.
Okay.
It's my only novel to date. So this is a standalone story. All the rest of them are short stories. Or
Okay.
like my latest one is going to be a documentary. This one, it takes place in Colorado Springs in the 1970s. And it's about what goes bump in the dark. It has all the good characters in it. It has the Hat Man. Are you familiar with the Hat Man?
I am not.
Well, a lot of people with sleep paralysis are. So he's in it. He's a big boy. I have the Tall Man.
Okay.
Thin Man or whatever.
I've seen that character before.
He's in it, and then a lot of demons are in it too.
Oh, nice.
A lot of
Scared the shit out of kids, I bet.
Well, hopefully, that's my plan, is to keep you up at night.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna write horror, you better keep them awake. Tell us about your book, Real Paranormal Events from the Haunted Attractions. Hell Screen and the Fear Complex?
Last year, I got the privilege of doing my very first book signing, and a friend of mine introduced me to Vince. He's one of the owners. There's 3 owners down there. These 2 haunted houses. They're the #1 haunted houses in the Springs, for sure. Anyway, I got to go there, and as I talked to everybody, we went like 3 weekends in a row. And as I talked to everybody there, they started telling me about their experiences. And Vince, the guy I mainly deal with, he's way into this. So I was like, would it be all right if I interviewed some of your people to write this book? And he goes, that would be awesome. Of course, it's pre-publicity.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But at the same time, there were some wicked stories that came out of there. Even some pictures that I have in the book too. There's this one room, and they have it on the night cam picture, and then they have it on the light on picture, and you can see a demon. So there's just tons of stuff that happen in these haunted houses. And the main reason for it, they believe, is because they acquire all of their props from like funeral homes, just all kinds of, they have coffins, they have all kinds of stuff. And most things come with an attachment.
Oh yeah. My hearse didn't come with a coffin though. I was a little upset about that. I'll tell you that.
But yeah, there's so much stuff that went on there, and it's crazy. Some deaths have happened there, not by patrons, of course, but and then there's been some unexplained deaths of characters that work in there too.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and some of it is quite spooky.
Yeah.
You know, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's your genre. I mean that's heaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
What future projects do you have in mind?
Well, in these 2 books, Fears Volume 1 and 2.
Okay.
It's full of short stories, and in one of them is a character named Andy Marsh, and he's a serial killer, and he professes to be the #1 serial killer. I kind of take inspiration from Michael Myers from Halloween.
Ooh, one of the best.
Mm-hmm. Something I've always loved that movie so much because he doesn't talk. My character does, though, in a condescending, very egotistical way, because he has big plans. But in this, so I have a version in 1 and 2. I sequeled it out, and I was going to do a part 3 in Fears Volume 3, and I decided everybody says they want more of that character.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing a full-blown novel of the first episode.
Okay.
And I'm diving deep into how he became a serial killer. So it's the evolution of a serial killer.
Interesting.
Pretty high body count as well. But he has a character that he goes after named Sandy, and it is crazy. And I'm doing my best to make your skin crawl in it. And I want you looking over your shoulder when you're reading. I remember reading it, and I was out at an Air Force base out east, and I'm sitting in the middle of the night. I work night shift. I'm reading this book, and it was about the werewolves and stuff. Then I kept hearing something crunch all around me with the window down, and I was like, it was nothing, but reading that book put me in that kind of elevated heart rate that I want to inspire.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what everybody wants.
And it's fun. It's fun.
It is.
Everybody likes to get scared, whether they want to admit it or not. A lot of people, like my wife, for instance, she called them creepy peepees. She wouldn't watch any horror movies in the beginning. And now she's a fan. She's a fan.
That's awesome.
It is.
You're turning her on to the good stuff.
Right.
Right?
And I don't do like a lot of gore porn like Saw. I'm not into that. I'm more into the suspense and like edge
Make
your
you
seat.
think and...
This is called the Deadeye Papers.
All right, let's check out this book, The Deadeye Papers, my friends.
So I was taking a class online on how to be a better horror author, and they had this publisher from Australia on, and he's like, I'm looking for stories that take place in the Wild West. He goes, think cowboys and aliens and all that stuff. He said, it's the next big thing in horror. So I submitted a story, but unfortunately my format was wrong, so they denied it. So I thought, I'll just write my own book. This character here, that's Deadeye,
Okay.
and Deadeye Dave. And he's kind of a psychic, but brings him into situations that are out there. So we have aliens, we have monsters, we have demons, we have hell, all kinds of cool stories that take place in the 1800s, back in the day of the pioneers. And so it's just a different genre of horror, but trust me when I say there's horror in this one.
It's
too.
good.
Yeah.
It's good. Have you ever thought of writing a book outside the genre of horror?
I have. I've written 2 comedy books.
Okay.
They're called Laugh Until You Fart. And then the sequel is Laugh Until You Fart. And then when I get time to write the 3rd one, it'll be Laugh Until You Fart 3, Wind Beneath My Cheeks.
Yeah, okay.
But that just pokes fun at myself. And it's like an autobiography, seriously, of stories that have happened to me or others. Some are embellished, some are not. But, people seem to really like the comedy stuff, too.
Yeah, that's great.
But my passion, seriously, though, is still the horror.
The
I
horror.
just love it.
Where can people find you if they want to contact you?
Well, I have a James Mavity Horror page on Instagram. I have a page on Facebook. And then all my books are available for purchase at Amazon.com.
Okay, that's great.
So I self-publish through them. I have a bunch now. I have 4 of my books are on audio. Because a lot of people at that convention we were at,
Yeah.
I don't read. Do you have any on audio? I'm like, no, I don't. And talked to another author that was there, and he turned me on how to do it for free.
Oh, bonus.
Yeah, you just split the profits with your narrator, and so you do auditions and all that stuff. And it was a really good process and really good time. And I can tell you, my Fears Volume 1 guy, he's from Australia, and he has the voice for
It's
horror.
perfect.
And then in my Deadeye papers, this guy has the perfect cowboy voice as he reads it, and it's just awesome. I mean, all the ones I selected are great. Excuse me, but those 2 stand out the most.
Yeah. It's sad that we've come to this point in time where people don't want to read.
It is, because I just remember growing up, I read all the time, and even as an adult, and if someone had a really good book, we'd pass it around.
It keeps your
Share
mind
it.
sharp.
It does. And plus, sometimes you need your imagination to help you along, too.
Exactly.
But you don't get from movies. Love movies, don't get me wrong, but movies never fully do the justice. Well, okay, like I said, they're available on Amazon. If you just type in my name, James Mavity, it'll show up all my books. They're available on ebook and audio, which is awesome.
And I'll put you out on my page today.
Thank
We'll get a picture today, and I'll put you out to all my followers.
All right, thanks, sir.
So, I want to thank you for coming on FireKnight TV and taking your time to come and visit with us, my
It's
friend.
been my pleasure, and I truly appreciate it.
All mine. Thank you so much.
All right,
All right, cheers.
cheers.